This week on the Analog Assault Podcast, episode 122, we're talking about a plethora of topics. So let's go!
You're listening to Analog Assault, a video game podcast by Mulehorn Gaming.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Analog Assault Podcast. It's been a while since we had a live podcast, but we got all our hosts. It's been a while. We got Scarecrow, we got Rad, we got Prime, we got Lupo. What's up, guys?
What's going on?
What's up?
I'm timing out the timing.
Oh, yeah. So, little housekeeping just to get this episode going off, as we always do. If you like the content, then smash that sub button right here on Twitch to help out MHG. Also, you can catch us live every Thursday night at 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time at twitch.tv/Mulehorn Gaming. And now we have an Amazon store. So this is pretty cool, guys. If you buy stuff from Amazon, you can go to amazon.com/shop/Mulehorn Gaming. Check out the merch we got in there. Anything you buy helps out MHG. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
And MHG is now Amazon Prime. Time.
We're kind of prime time. I can see. Also, you can use our Epic creator code Mulehorn -gaming. I'm always forever gonna say -. I know. Sorry, guys. So it's been weeks. What you been playing? What you been doing? What's going on, guys? Give me the deets.
Who are you guys?
I don't know.
Right?
I shaved my head. So
all these faces, it brings all the emotions back. No, I seriously miss podcasting. But while I wasn't podcasting, or any of us was, I finally beat Assassin's Creed Valhalla, 175 hours.
Nice, bro.
I got the best ending. I never cheat with Google, but and I wouldn't say I almost cleared the entire map of all the wealth and mysteries and whatnot. Towards the end, I was like, I need to hurry up and finish this because I know new content's coming. I know new games are coming. Holy crap, Game Pass. I finished that, and I started playing Prey again, and it looks so pretty. Runs like butter on the Series X. And recently it scared a literal poo out of me. I mean, I might have had a little bit of, and got to change my draws after that scene.
Nice.
But I love scary games. So
I know about that.
Squirt. Oh god. And watching wise, I'm almost in the last season of Vikings, and that's 5 seasons down already. Holy crap! And it's been amazing.
Dang, dude, you're cruising.
I know, right? I mean, I got my lunch breaks. I'm killing it on, and at home. The kids have been away on spring break, so I'm just knocking stuff out. Entertainment wise, for things I should be doing, not as much. But and then keeping up with Superman Lois, which is awesome. And then I watched Snyder Cut today, and we'll talk about that later.
Oh, spicy. Very nice. And Fake, thanks for that 8-month sub, man. Appreciate that, brother.
My man.
So, Scarecrow.
Let's see. Well, first of all, I want to start off with a little story, because my week has been interesting, at least the latter half of it. So, some people have known that the company I work for, I got a new position, got a promotion. I'm now the lead for our outside garden area, and yesterday 5 a.m. I'm getting ready, talking with my guys about what we're gonna do for the day, and it's like it's raining, so we're like, okay, we're gonna kind of work in kind of the covered area for today, so we're not just getting soaked. And all of a sudden the wind starts picking up pretty good, and a bunch of the plastic planting pots start like blowing off the rack, like a couple at a time.
Oh, fun.
And then all of a sudden, it just keeps getting harder and harder. And then everything off that rack comes off. And the power starts flickering on and off. And me and the other guy that are sitting out there outside just book it inside. And power goes out for a little bit. Luckily, our store has a generator that kicked in. And that was interesting. I didn't know what the hell was going on. But
Was it a tornado?
It was not a tornado, luckily. I was glad. It was just like we had 70 to 80 mile an hour winds hit us for about 5 minutes.
Wow.
Dang, dude, that was weird.
Yeah. And after it all went down, like it just completely stopped. No rain or anything. Yeah. But it was bad enough that it was blowing stuff in the front door. Like we have a slope up to the front door from the parking lot. It blew it all the way up in there, and we probably had a few gallons of water in the front door.
Dang.
But after that, I go outside, and every single plant that is outside of our like garden center area is destroyed.
Dang.
So I spent 3/4 of yesterday cleaning that up. So then, because the power went out and everything, it went off here at my house. Well, alarm clocks are plugged into power.
Flashbacks.
Yeah. So last night, I'm getting ready for bed. I'm like, okay, it's 9 o'clock. I'm getting ready for bed. I get ready for bed, and I climb into bed, look at the alarm clock, like, did it really take me an hour to get ready for bed? Oh, well, go to bed. Wake up this morning, get ready, and I'm getting ready to go. And as I'm about to walk out the door, I look at my watch. I'm like, why does my watch say it's 3:50?
Oh, no.
My alarm clock didn't, like, completely mess up, but it changed the time. So I got up at 3 o'clock this morning instead of, like, 4:20 when I normally get up.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
So I'm running on a little bit less sleep than normal.
Yeah, I was going to say, you got at least, 4 cups of coffee at least?
And I had nobody with me at work to help me out, so I was doing everything by myself.
Yikes, bro. Yikes.
Dang.
Yeah. Other than that, been playing some games, getting some Genshin in, some Destiny. Been playing quite a bit of Valheim. Really enjoying that. Our buddy Truth got a server for us, and we've been playing that. Really enjoying that. It's such a like chill game compared to what I've been playing lately.
Yeah.
But it's fun to just kind of like, you can just go in a ship and explore. But then you might get attacked by a sea serpent or something, and you're just shit. But we've built a pretty cool thing. We've got like a main fortress, and I've built like, you can build portals to different areas. So I've basically built like a Stargate command, so I can teleport us basically any place that we've been. Enjoying that. Watching wise, just watching my animes. Haven't watched Snyder Cut yet. Hopefully, we'll get to watch that soon.
Right on, right on.
Yeah, but that's about me in a nutshell.
Rad.
Radical. That's me. Cool. What have I been playing since we last spoke? I think I may have mentioned this. Also, hi again, everybody. Welcome.
Hello.
I restarted Horizon Zero Dawn on PC. I may have mentioned that on our last podcast, but it had been a couple weeks. And I was really hitting Horizon Zero Dawn hard. And it is beautiful on PC, man. It's one of my top favorite games. I think it is tied for my first favorite game, but I'll just say it's my second because my first probably will never be dethroned. But it's one of my favorite games ever, and it's just been such a joy to play it. So I was hitting it very, very hard, and then all of a sudden I was like, you know what? Let's change up the game situation in my world. And I put Destiny not really on hold, but I really like took my foot off the pedal for Destiny, and I was like, but I still need to go fast, but not as fast as some people who may play this game. But I've been playing Apex Legend like it is my job, dude. Like I can't stop playing that game.
So Rad got to experience the full like 100% looting and scooting.
Looting and scooting, and I mean,
you don't play Apex until you loot and scoot. Like
no, it's fine. I said to myself, I'm just gonna get what I can get as we go, and let Mule do whatever he's gonna do. No, it's been really, really fun to play Apex, man. So some people probably maybe they didn't know I've played Apex before. It's not like I jumped in for the first time like recently. So I had played before when it first came out. I played quite a bit in like February, March, and April last year, and then I kind of stopped playing it as much. But it's been very enjoyable. I've been doing my own rad boozling on Mirage, and I love me some Watson. I can't get a win on Mirage. I play really well on Mirage, but I can't get a win on Mirage. I only get wins on Watson. So if I'm playing Watson, we have a chance at the dub. And it's been really fun. I'm gonna pitch my stream for a second. Tomorrow I will be playing 12 hours. I'm doing a 12-hour marathon stream because my community and the people around my community helped me get to over 500 followers in like less than 24 hours. So I'm celebrating with what one of my good friends, Sinful Outcast, some of you may know him. He called it the Lara Croft's play stream. So I will be cosplaying as Lara Croft for 12 hours tomorrow while playing Tomb Raider. There's a poll on Twitter right now for which one of the 3 newer prequels I'll be playing so far, and I think what it's going to end up being is Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which is the most recent one. So my personal favorite is Rise, but I've only played Shadow once, so I think I'm going to be playing Shadow tomorrow for 12 hours in a Lara Croft's play, which is a great.
You missed the 4th option. Boxy Lara Croft.
So I don't have any of those. But actually, what's funny, I think Prime. Oh, you know what I should do? I should change some channel points up. But in Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I think you can unlock a Boxy Lara skin. So perhaps I will have some channel points set up so that people can pick which skin I'm wearing for a period of time. I know Nate thinks I should play Rise, but Nate, it's my stream, and I'm dressing up as Lara Croft, so I'm going to play whatever the hell I want. But I do also have some. I'm not downloading Fortnite. I know she's in the new season of Fortnite, but there is another very silly, fun game that I already had downloaded, and I bought her as a character in it. I'm going to save that as a little bit of a surprise. But I do have that for when I'm like, I need to not play this game for like a short period of time. And I'm going to play that as just like a silly segue and then go back to the main game. So that's going to be from noon to midnight tomorrow, that noon Eastern time. Feel free to stop by twitch.tv/radical618. It's going to be really fun. And then finally, the last thing I'll say is I've been working through community, and my word, that is such a joy of a show. Very quickly, many of you know that I'm a nice Jewish woman, and there is one of the funniest like holiday episodes I've ever seen with a Jewish character, and I was just like, I have never related so hard. I was like, whatever Jew wrote this episode deserves an award. So it was like phenomenal. So everybody go watch Community. It is wild and great. So Lupo,
real quick note.
Oh yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
No, it's okay.
Would you change your costume to the Rise if Nate also dressed up as Tomb Raider?
You mean when I change? He's saying I should play Rise. I'm just kind of doing like a Lara Croft with. I did buy some makeup. I have a shirt. I have some boots. The only thing that I'll be doing, although I did learn that Lara wears glasses when she reads, I will be a Lara Croft with glasses. And my hair is not quite long enough, but it will. it'll be in the pony. Yeah, if I get a full selfie of Nate dressed as Lara Croft before noon tomorrow, I will play Rise instead.
Wow.
So Lupo, you're up, man.
I'm completely taken aback by Nate in the Lara Croft costume. Not happening.
Nate's like, nah.
Or is it just me?
Right. So I've been really like dialing things back, and it's been like a recurring theme for me. So like I try to play like the one game that I'm kind of working on, which is kind of devolved multiple times in the last like month, and then play Destiny. So I'm not playing as many grindy games. So like I did jump back into PSO2 a couple weeks ago, just to see what's kind of changed in the last year since I played, and kind of hype myself up a little bit for New Genesis, which should be coming soon. I think the closed beta is coming to America, or the global.
They actually
server
did. Yep,
soon.
they had a announcement video today where they did a little stream early this morning, and they announced yes, that global will be getting a beta in the near future. They have not announced the date yet. The second Japanese beta starts tomorrow. I guess it probably is already live by now.
Yeah.
Because of time zones. But yeah. So they've got their second one this weekend, and we should be getting ours, I'm guessing, within a month at the most. Just considering like how far apart these two were. Like I think they were just about a month or just less than a month apart. So.
Yeah. So we did that last weekend, and I've kind of stepped back from Genshin Impact. I felt like it wasn't forcing me to spend money, but I feel like every time I logged in, I wanted to spend money, and I just couldn't control myself anymore. Like either I play it and spend some money on it a lot, or just not play it at all. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. So with that comes like the release seasons, so I'm kind of trying to pack a bunch of stuff in and get some of these games completed, because as of last week, am I at 6? Yeah, I'm at 6 now. So I was counting how many games I'd finished this year, and it was only 5. So I wanted something quick that I could do in like an afternoon. So I played through, and this is gonna be, you guys are all gonna laugh at me for this too, because I laughed the entire time. I downloaded Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Battle for the Grid. It's a fighting game. It's on Game Pass. Just because I've been like really debating it for a long time, because I loved Power Rangers as a kid. I've watched well over 200 or 300 episodes of Power Rangers, and the game was fun. It was buggy as all hell. It was really, really messy, but it was fun to see like the future and different iterations of Power Rangers over the course of like its thing. So that took me about 4 hours, and just added a notch to the total for the year. So after that, I actually started Gears 5, or actually restarted Gears 5 earlier this week, and had some issues with performance on PC. Changed a couple settings and got that sorted out yesterday. So about halfway through that now. So I've kind of put some of the other things that I'd started to the side for now. Me and my kid are still playing through Scott Pilgrim vs. the World and Battletoads, so we haven't finished those either. But I'm confident we'll finish them at some point. My kid's very like scatterbrained with playing games, so like he's into Super Mario Maker now. So, and then watching like I rewatched My Hero Academia because they have the new season starting next week. Most of my regular animes, I finished up WandaVision when the season ended a couple weeks ago, and we have not been live since then. But
right.
Other than that, I'm really getting set up for watching Falcon and Winter Soldier tomorrow night, because that goes live today.
Yes.
And then watching the Snyder Cut on Saturday with my wife. So like, I know it came out today. I've been like anxious. I told my wife like a month ago when they announced the date, I was like, this is the day we're gonna do it. Like, pencil whatever you have to do. Like, we are watching it at this day, this time.
Stay off YouTube and Twitter, dude. There's
just because
stuff everywhere.
It's tough. It's tough to allot that much time when you're a parent and you work 40 hours a week. So Saturday night, we're gonna spend the 4 hours to watch the movie, and I have seen nothing but really great reviews on Snyder Cut, and I'm absolutely really excited to check it out.
Yeah. Right on, man.
Yo, how about you, man?
So gosh, I took a little break, as you guys knew. Feeling really good now. Got some rest, got some R&R, and I've been playing a crap ton of Apex. Like, my battle pass is maxed out already. I've already maxed out my battle pass. I've been playing. Yeah, I've been playing with the dad a lot. As you guys know, the dad, he comes to our streams. He streams too. Been playing with Trax. I've been playing with Rad, actually. Rad, I played with her last week because we're doing this new thing on the Twitch where we have community members part of the MHG team that stream, and so she was streaming, and we actually got a dub together. Like, it was a really sweaty match.
What was that thing that you said while we were?
Oh, I don't remember. Something like maybe
okay.
you're pretty good. I don't know. But yeah, it's been fun. I've been dipping my toe a little bit into ranked as well, and I had a freaking beastly game the other day in ranked. I mean, I had 10 kills, 7 knocks, and like something crazy like that. Over 2K damage badge.
Now you're just flexing, bro.
Dude, I was on a freaking roll. It was insane. I felt like I was playing like Switch Kids or something, man. It's like, what do you do, man? Yeah.
Switch Kids.
But I've been watching TV wise. I've been watching Superman and Lois, the CW TV show. That's really good, like really good. So if you enjoy DC. And you kind of like the Smallville vibe or the Flash vibe.
I was about to say, does it have a Smallville vibe?
A little bit.
What I got.
Yeah,
from what I saw.
It does a really good job with Superman too. Like, he's not a wimpy Superman where everyone's like super powerful and he struggles. Like, you see a very powerful Superman, and you're like, oh, like there's one. I don't want to really spoil it, but he's fighting one person and he's kind of getting kicked around a little bit, and then he's like, okay, let me turn it up a little bit, and then you're like, oh. Other thing
than the weighted belt off.
Yeah, it's pretty much like, okay, I'll take the kid gloves off, let me kind of slap you around a little bit. Watch the Snyder Cut, and we'll just transition into this because I think Prime and I are the only ones that have watched it. But watch the Snyder Cut, and oh my gosh, guys, it was the best DC film I've ever seen. Totally different vibe from Joss Whedon's Justice League, and it just felt and oozed DC. They did justice to Batman, Cyborg, The Flash, Wonder Woman. Like, it just felt so much better, man. And we're not going to spoil it.
Fight scenes too.
Oh, dude, and when you get toward the end, the final fight scene is completely different vibe, and it felt. There were so many moments too, like stuff that you didn't know about that they kept secret that happens, and you're like, "What did I just see? What?"
Yep.
Yeah.
And
what do you think, Prime?
I totally agree with you. It's like night and day. I was like, I'm glad I didn't rewatch the other one, because I want this to be the only memory I have of Justice League, because it was that good.
Yes.
The added scenes, the redone scenes that were how he originally imagined it versus how it was done. I mean, it was just so stinking good. How they reorganized it to make it a better timeline, a better storytelling. And I gotta say, you gotta watch at the very, very end, because it's very, very good. The very, very end.
Yes.
It takes some pieces from the actual comics and then translates them to the movies, and it does a very good job in Darkseid. You think Thanos is bad, hey?
Thanos is an insect, man.
Yeah, we don't see a whole lot of Darkseid action, but you learn a lot about him through the DC universe, the film version. So it just didn't disappoint.
Prime, I don't know if you felt this way, but I felt like the storytelling, the way they did it, like this is not really a spoiler, but there was like little chapters for each segment, and the storytelling and the backstory was done so freaking good. Yeah, like it was just so good, and I felt like, okay, cool. I felt like I was watching like a Disney Plus TV show, but it was all wrapped up into one for me in like this pretty little bow, and I was just like this. It was so good, man. I don't want to sound like a fanboy, but they did my boy Soup's justice in this film. Yeah. They really, I love Superman, and what Flash said, I'm not going to ruin it, but what he said, I was like, Yes. Like,
Well, speaking of that, I mean, like you said, they did Batman justice. I mean, I know he was like people didn't like the Batfleck a lot. This one was actually pretty good. The way that they sort of not reprised his role, but
yeah,
they made his role so much better.
dude, it was
And I
way better.
found the Flash more enjoyable. It wasn't just pure cheese. He's actually had some really solid moments. And yeah, Soups is just they did him justice too. I mean, all I can say is, those Rotten Tomato ratings are very founded.
Yeah. And we're not just giving you fluff over here, guys. Like this, like I'm a big DC fan, and I've been let down by the films. Like the only ones I really like halfway enjoyed was Man of Steel and the first Wonder Woman. The latest Wonder Woman was hot garbage. It was blech. But yeah, this was really good, really good, and I hope
worth the 4 hours.
Yeah, I hope they really let Snyder just take over the DC verse and continue with his vision, because man,
Well, he has written 2 sequels, so we'll see if those ever come to fruition.
Yeah.
Fruition.
So, transitioning here, Game Pass made this huge announcement, along with the announcement with Bethesda is official. The deal is done. How do you guys feel about all this, all the games coming to Game Pass, Bethesda with Microsoft? Do you guys see this being kind of the gateway for exclusivity?
Yes.
Well, I mean, like in the like they had like a mini press conference type of thing. It's not really like a press conference, more like a conversation with some of the people at Bethesda and Phil Spencer, Aaron Greenberg, and like they broke it down like it's we brought Bethesda in to make video, make games for Xbox, so like, well, not even Xbox, is wherever you can play Game Pass, so they're making that very apparent too. And some people are actually theorizing that might be rolled into other services later, like maybe Stadia has Game Pass or something like that, so I don't think things are out of the realm of possibility of going to other places, but they did make it very apparent that these are Game Pass moves, and it just further reinforcing the value of Game Pass at this point, because like I'm looking at the slide you got in the notes here. So many games, and it's like not even just like new Bethesda games, it's old Bethesda games too. So you have every Doom game, every Dishonored game, every Fallout, well, not Fallout 1 and 2, but 3, 4, New Vegas. It's like so
Elder
much content,
Scrolls.
all the Elder Scrolls games. But like, and it doesn't even come down to like just these games here. Like Phil Spencer was like literally talking about how all of the tools that they have, and I want to like reiterate this the right way, because I was writing it down for last week's cast, about the tools that they use at Bethesda. Let me see. So the id tech that they use, so like id makes Doom, and then their engine has just evolved so many other games in that process, and like using their tech, which they have some of the best shooting mechanics in the industry, and adding those to Coalition games and 343 games, so improving Gears and Halo. This is only like a huge win for Xbox as a whole, not just the games themselves, but future iterations of other games, not just Bethesda and Xbox, but 343, Coalition, and everything else in between.
So do you think
Great
Xbox was like smoke and mirrors about the whole let's just game together, kind of buying their time until they could get more exclusivity?
No, I think that there is going to always be a healthy competition, and there's another creator who I listened to who was talking about this with their content, and one of the questions that they asked was, is this surprising? And to me, it's like, I mean, Sony's been cranking out really good exclusives for a long time, and so it was only a matter of time until Xbox and Microsoft, they were like, we're going to do this too. And so they did it in a different way, kind of. I guess not really. That's not fair. Like there are studios that are making those games, and then they have the exclusivity with Sony. But Microsoft said, we're going to buy a studio that's going to produce us great exclusives. So I don't think that buying getting Bethesda means that they're no longer like play for all and play with your friends. I know, like, for example, when I think of play with your friends, I think of Lupo, because Lupo's very big on advocating for, like, I want to play this game with my friends on PlayStation and with my friends on PC and with my friends on Xbox. And I don't think that buying Bethesda does that. And I think that one of the reasons I feel that way is because they made it a point to say current IPs. I don't know what this means for like IPs that we know about but aren't released yet, like Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield, but certainly for a game like Elder Scrolls Online, which is a co-op game, they're not planning on taking that away from PlayStation and other consoles. That's staying across the board. So what does that mean for future games that have multiplayer? I don't know. But certainly I think that they are smarter than, we're going to make just everything Microsoft. Maybe single player experiences will be only Microsoft. Sure, absolutely. But I think that doesn't negate what they've said in the past. I think it just is part of their competitive process. It has to be. And PlayStation had no intention of not, having exclusives anymore. Why should Xbox? So.
Right on.
Yeah,
I agree with that statement a lot. Go ahead, Carl. All you.
I was just gonna make comment to something that Brad was saying. I was just thinking, I don't think that it's going to, or like she was saying that they bought Bethesda. Microsoft's been buying other studios for years now. It's just this is one of the first like really, really big ones.
Yeah, and that's what I meant.
Like when I think like in my mind, like when I think game studios, like the big, let's just say the big three in my mind. The big three, I don't even know if I could pick three. But
no,
like
the big three would be Activision, Ubisoft, and Bethesda.
I was say, yeah, there we go. I'd say like, well,
and
I'd
EA.
also, and EA is like, so a big four. And the fact that they've acquired one of these big four is like, wow. And they were already working with EA as well.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, there's two of those big four right there. So I don't think that they'll do exclusivity. For example, like Elder Scrolls is a huge series.
Huge.
Like it set some of the huge standards in an RPG, like fantasy RPG.
Right.
It's still, I mean, Skyrim is still played to this day. It is still memed about every single day. We were talking about it recently. Just on my first playthrough of the game, from beginning to end, finding just doing everything. I spent 2,000 hours on my first playthrough. And you could probably finish that game if you wanted to speed run it without cheats or anything. But you could probably do the whole thing in, I'm gonna guess, 5 or 6 hours. Just if you're kind of speeding through, doing the shortest path to get through all the quests and stuff. Because there are things you can skip, a lot of things you can skip.
Well, I think that you're not wrong about that, and that's why I said the way that I said it was like, I don't necessarily think all of the games that they're going to produce are going to be exclusive, but I think now what Microsoft has in their corner is the ability to pick and choose. They might very well say, like, Elder Scrolls, fine. Okay, it has a precedence of being everywhere. I don't think anybody would bat an eye at that and look at Microsoft and be like, you bought this company and now you're going to not have Elder Scrolls be exclusive. But I think something like Starfield has the potential to not be exclusive because nobody knows what it is.
Exclusive.
Yeah, and so now people have they have that in their pocket. It's like, oh, you want to play this new game that we, are gonna hype up hopefully and make exciting and a new adventure and next, fill in adjectives here. Yeah, I think that would be a smart way to do exclusivity. Elder Scrolls, I think, I don't want to speak for everybody on this panel, certainly. I think most of us would be like, yeah, I don't see them making that exclusive. That doesn't make any sense. They could be absolute Schnicklefritzes about it and do that, but I don't think they're going to.
Wait, what was that word?
Schnicklefritzes. It's better than saying dick.
It's what it is. Schnicklefritz brought to you by Rad.
For those of you listening and have studied Gilmore Girls the way I have, that is a Gilmore Girls reference. So yeah. But yeah,
Is that
so
the title
totally,
for the? That's got to be the title of the prog.
I'll send you. I'll
podcast.
type it.
Yeah.
Don't be a Schnicklefritz. I'll send it to you in chat.
Nice.
Sorry, Ray.
Nice.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I'm done. I was essentially just
Rant's over.
agreeing. I was just
Yeah.
agreeing with Crow. Like I think that I guess what I meant by the way by them buying Bethesda was mostly just like I think that's their biggest acquisition. And I think that because it's such a big acquisition and it has, you know, the weight in the gaming world that it does, this is really when they're going to start to have big name exclusives aside from Halo. I can't even think of like another Microsoft exclusive that is held to such a high standard as like Horizon or Spider-Man or God of War or insert Uncharted, like insert game here. There's just right now Microsoft doesn't have a candle to hold
in this generation.
In this generation. Sure.
Do you think that
now
means,
they do. But now they do. So
do you think that means that these games that they'll come out will go directly to Game Pass? And do you think they'll also come to PC as well? Like the PC Game
yes,
Pass?
and yes. Hold on. All right. So before we go too far on that, it's actually really funny you bring that up, Mule, because like in the call, like I said, I had to take notes. I watched like T Prime put that thing in the chat last week. I was like, I'm watching this, and I took notes because they gave some interesting perspective on a lot of different things. Because here when we think about like people making deals with Xbox or Microsoft and things going to Game Pass, you start thinking about the monetary aspect of it and things like that, because you say, how are they making money off of these types of games? You know, what benefits them to put a game on Game Pass? Yeah. So like Todd Howard actually brought this up in the thing last week, that people are gonna play games that they weren't ready to play before. So people have zero regrets if they already have a Game Pass subscription. So developers like Bethesda or people like Rare or anybody under the Xbox Studio moniker at this point can put out any game that they want to and don't have to worry about selling the one game on the shelf. You know, they're on the Game Pass. They can experiment a little more. You don't have to worry about like the surefire
less
slam
risk.
dunk. You could do there's much less risk. And that's that's like crazy to think about where games are going to go now, especially with a company like Bethesda, where their model is so precise. Like Fallout games and Elder Scrolls games all look very similar. They follow that same mold, but now because you have this ability to take the risk, Starfield is going to be different, but Elder Scrolls might be more refreshed, might be a little bit of a different formula that they use here because of those. And I honestly don't think they're going to do it with other things, but I'm just using that as an example, that the potential is there now. The ability to be a little bit more flexible with doing different things empowers them to do more.
Right on, man. That was a well-researched answer.
It's huge. Like, you know me, like I'm always thinking about the money things of games, because that's every person that makes games is about the money. Like it's about the dollar at the end of the day. If they're not making that through the actual game sales, like how are they making it back? Like I think about these things all the time. Like Outriders was perfect. Like, and we'll get to that in a second. Like I don't know how that deal was done. Don't know how that deal was done.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, let's just say it. Outriders is coming to the Xbox Game Pass. Not PC, but only Xbox.
Yeah.
But that is huge. Like, huge for Game Pass, like, subscribers. And you think about how much money they're probably making off these subs, man. Because people, like, it's like Netflix, right? You never think about your sub, even if it goes up $1, because it's like $12 or whatever it is, now. But it's like, you think about it, and I have to agree because I see this all over Twitter and other places. It's the best value in gaming right now. Like if you have a PC and you want to game and play a bunch of games, just buy your PC or have your PC and get Game Pass. Same with Xbox. You have an Xbox, buy an Xbox over a PlayStation because you have hundreds of games you can play immediately with a sub, you know. But Lupo, I don't know how they would do that either, man. Like, I have no idea unless Square Enix is starting to work with Xbox more closely.
Well, like some people actually brought it up to me that, like, I guess because of just the poor reception of Avengers, that they're looking to recoup some of that and I guess build better trust, like Square Enix is, with the consumer. You know, so that, like, that would be a good reason to put it on there. Actually, Hero Beyond brought that up to me earlier this week when I was questioning it, because I'm still dumbfounded by this whole thing. But it like, when you think about it, it does make sense, because they're not, the deal up front has to be good enough for them to say, okay, yeah, we'll do it. That's, you know, we're gonna net enough back. And then if you have people that enjoy it enough, they'll buy to continue playing the game. You know, but they're still gonna make a ton of money off the PC sales, off the PlayStation sales, Stadia sales, and all that sort of stuff. So I don't think they're worried about that. They're worried about people playing the game.
It brings up a good point, because I saw someone or many people on Twitter say, you know, all these devs are losing money to Game Pass. There's no way they're making money. It's quite the opposite.
It's quite the opposite.
Yeah, no, they're making upfront guaranteed money. Are you kidding?
Right. Upfront guaranteed money.
Right.
Are they losing
Their
potential?
game is heavily
Possibly.
exposed now.
Maybe
They might be
they
losing
are.
potential, but you can't bank on potential in this market.
I
You can't.
think
No,
I
not,
think
especially not now.
Yeah, I think in today's day and age, with the way that gaming works, I think if you asked 100 devs, 99 of them would say, "I want upfront guarantee." Who wouldn't, you know? And so, yeah, I fully agree.
Is it because of all that stupid Microsoft money they have that they can just throw it around to stuff like that and pull more games into Game Pass? Because I really don't see why they would want to put that on Game Pass, especially since there's not going to be any micros, right?
I don't think they're worrying. No, there's no microtransactions, and like that's the craziest thing about it. I don't think they're worried about like the new acquisitions of Game Pass anymore. They're worried about just maintaining the subscription. And if you're constantly bringing out, and this is what we've seen over the last year with the movie streaming market, is that if they can put out something consistently, people are willing to pay the money for it. So if people, if they're going to keep putting out like banger brand new titles, people are going to continue paying for that subscription. So like Disney Plus, like, and I said this when Mandalorian started the second season, I was like, I'm just going to binge it, but you get sucked in, and then that's how they maintain that sub. So you want to watch every week, you know, and now WandaVision watch every week, Falcon and Winter Soldier watch every week. So like now Microsoft sees that, and I don't know necessarily that this is the one-to-one correlation here, but it's very apparent that like this is the trend now, that you're worried about maintaining your subscriptions. Like that's you're trying to keep people in that are already there. You're not worried. They're not worried about new people anymore. They're not at all.
No, they don't.
All they have to do, if they're selling new consoles, people are buying into that, and then they sell them on the resubscription of those things. So if you don't have if you don't have a console right now, or you don't have a brand new console, like Xbox has got to be the way to go, especially when you have like the financing service too that gives you Game Pass. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, Lupo and Rad, like when you talk about it, because like it's almost like when you're playing a game, you know, and someone gets a really cool skin and you see that skin and you want it. It's almost like the same where like, oh, you have your Disney Plus because you're watching The Mandalorian and you're talking about it. I want to watch this. I want to talk about it with you. So it's almost like like when WandaVision came out, everyone was talking about that. Like everyone, Twitter, everywhere I went, people were just talking about it. Podcasts, like people that don't even do Marvel podcasts were talking about it, like their whole episode. You know,
and you can bet that HBO Plus subscriptions are spiking right now.
Right now.
Oh yeah.
Well, you know, I don't know if other people feel this way. This is kind of for me, maybe a hard thing to describe, but you know, if we can maybe transition a little bit into the other piece that we wanted to talk about when it comes to Game Pass. But finally, EA Play is now on Game Pass for PC, which is big. And, you know, I went in there today. I don't have, well, my husband has Game Pass Ultimate on his Xbox, but I don't really use the Xbox anymore, but I have Game Pass for PC. And so, you know, I don't know if anyone else experiences this, and this might feed into like, well, I want to keep supporting them because X, Y, and Z. But even I opened EA Play today, and there's, I don't know, 7 games in there that I have played. 4 Mass Effect games. Actually, I haven't played 3 of the Dragon Age games, but I've watched a lot of Dragon Age content. So like I've and I like Dragon Age. I buy into Dragon Age. Great. I don't know if anyone else experiences this, but even just seeing Game Pass like validate and have games that I like makes me want to keep supporting them, even if I'm never going to download it and play it through that service. Because like they're validating me. That's for me. I've mentioned this before. Gaming is huge about community for me. I love it. You know, I was brought into the Mass Effect sphere very quickly by like a community of people, and ever since then I've really like interacted with it that way. So when I see Game Pass being like, hey, here's this game that you want to cradle in your arms and it makes you feel like home, you know, here it is, we're validating you, it's like, great, here's my money. I'm never going to play that because I played it 7,000 times somewhere else, but I'm so happy that you have it right now. And so back to what Lupo was saying, shock, awe, surprise, I'm agreeing with Lupo, which I always do because he always has great things to say. You know, or I just piggyback off him and then I sound really smart. It's just maintaining, you know, the base that they have. I almost said viewership, like they're a streaming like Twitch channel.
It's the same. I was about to say before. It's the same thing, though.
Exact thing. That's exactly what I was thinking as well. But even like I told my brother, I was like, "Hey Ted, if you have $15 a month, like just get Game Pass at this point. Like, why wouldn't you? Like, it pays for your gold at this point. Like, just do it. And, you know." And it's like it's you'd be silly not to, you know. So anyway,
absolutely.
Well, chat is our DMs right now. Whoo, heating up. Took me out. So anyway, but I think that was the other topic. I think we want to move on to Square Enix, but EA Play is now available for you guys who have Game Pass on PC. A lot of great titles. I've been waiting and waiting and waiting because I'm a cheap bastard and I've been waiting for a free way to play Fallen Order. So that will be on my playlist. What's up?
I got a question. So EA Play, is that the same as the Origin Premiere?
Yeah.
Or is it...
No.
So okay. from what I like, EA Play is now Origin Premiere. So what I was reading before, people are having issues if you had like EA Play Pro, which is the same as Origin Premiere, like the highest tier.
Yeah.
There was something wrong with the subscription that was over, like the EA Play from Game Pass is overriding your subscription. So you had to like re-download the old version of the Origin launcher to get it to work right. So
I still have the old version.
I feel bad for those people. You as a game changer have the old version.
I do, because I had the new one and it kept screwing up on me, and I was like, "Screw this!"
I haven't had a problem with the new one, honestly.
Yeah,
you're so old.
I think the only difference if you're doing like the EA Play Pro version is like, for example, like the Mass Effect Legendary Edition will come out on that, but will not be available on EA Play. So like maybe eventually it will be, but like not.
That's
right
why I'm playing on PC.
Yeah,
yep,
and because they have controller support.
I just bought it from Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So speaking of new games, today Square Enix announced a lot of stuff. A lot of more stuff than I caught a wind of or were able to tweet out. But one thing that really caught my attention was Hired Gun. It's like a first-person shooter in the Warhammer 4000 universe.
40K.
40K. Yeah, it tells you how much I play those games.
Me neither.
You're right. But it looked like it was some pretty intense shooting, melee, bloody, gory fun. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that's about. Plus, it's like about $40, $33. It's below 40, so that's good.
Surprisingly enough, it looked pretty interesting to me as well. So
yeah,
you put the thing in chat yesterday, and I was like, man, this actually looks pretty good.
I know, right?
I'm interested.
Yeah, I think if I'm remembering correctly, I heard rumblings a while back about like a FPS 40K.
Yep,
they're working on a different one too.
And
it's the same one.
Really? I don't know.
I think they're working on a different one. The one that they announced the trailer for a while back.
So they're doing 2?
That was more like a co-op experience, if I recall correctly. I could be wrong.
Huh.
I'm wrong sometimes. Maybe.
I remember hearing about specifically a 40K FPS. So I was like,
that actually might be it. Because when this game was leaked yesterday, there's a lot of people saying, no, this is not the one that was announced at whatever event that was. So we shall see.
Interesting.
But also the Avengers dropped a lot of info today. they dropped the new trailer for Hawkeye, who's coming in, and he is based in the Imperfect Future series, where basically Maestro, the evil version of Hulk in a different universe, where basically it's desolate aftermath apocalypse. That's going down. They have redone the graphics. They've redone some of the. They've just improved the game altogether. But my
Yeah, and that all went live today.
Yeah, my thought process was, with all that happening, the new content, the major fixes, is that going to bring a lot of people back?
No.
I mean, I watched the trailer, man, and there was what was it, War in Wakanda? I think is because they're bringing in Black Panther. That's the expansion.
That's the second part of it coming. They're announcing that actual expansion coming too.
This feels like it's about 5 months too late.
Yeah, I can
100%.
You may proceed. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right, so I have a huge issue with this, honestly. So Black Panther was like the one add-on character that I wanted more than anything in this freaking game. But the issue that I have with this is that it says expansion, which implies that it's going to be a paid add-on, which they said they weren't gonna do. So until like they really like quell that rumor that this is this is just a
free
season
update
or something like that, I'm worried that this is now a paid expansion and they're going back on what they originally said at launch.
So games never do that.
Yeah.
Very good point.
Do you think it's because they're struggling monetarily?
If you're gonna do it from the get-go, like if Anthem were to continue 2.0 and they said, oh, now you gotta pay for it, I would have got off. I would have got off the train right there. But same thing here. If they're saying, okay, now we're a year in, now you have to pay for this new character pass, I'm done. I get off. Don't get me wrong. I'm looking for every reason to play this game again because it's a lot of fun when you play with friends. I would love for there to be crossplay. I think Kate Bishop and Hawkeye look like a lot of fun, but if they're gonna start making you pay for characters, I'm off. No, gone. Bye.
Yeah. Question for chat: would you come back to the game? Because I mean, I loved the bones of the game. Like I loved playing as Captain America because I love Captain America, as you guys know. But like, if it is a paid expansion, I am not gonna go back. Just because of that. And it makes me kind of wonder, like, Rad Lupo, Crow, Prime, is it because they're struggling a little bit financially? They didn't meet their goals? They didn't make enough money? Like, if they're going back and saying it's a paid expansion, is it because of that?
If they did, I wouldn't see it as they were, like, they didn't make as much as they wanted to, as more of, like, they didn't expect costs for updates. Maybe they're like, oh, we can't just survive off of the micros.
Yeah,
because we don't have enough player base because it's not a live service game, no matter what anyone wants to say.
Yeah, Mule brought it up to me the other a couple weeks ago. He was like, "Yeah, this game's dead," and I was like, "No, it can't be dead. Less than 1,000 people are playing every day on Steam."
On
less than 1,000.
On Steam. Yeah, I'm pulling up the Steam charts right now. Oh yeah,
it's less than 1,000 people.
23 minutes ago, it peaked. The peak 24 hours was 2,090, and 23 minutes ago was 1,678. So it's like, I'll put the link in chat.
And
for you guys.
The peak was probably because of the announcement to the update.
Yeah, that is.
So people probably got on to test out the new update.
But look at those numbers from February. Peak players was 779.
Yep.
That's not good.
That ain't so good. Jeez.
And a huge decline from September of 2020. What, 28K to 3K? And it just declined.
That's after release. So I mean,
yeah.
Usually a 90% drop off in the first month for a game that doesn't have like normal updates, like Destiny or something like that, is somewhat expected. But still, like, to not sustain that number, even to be at the so if you peak at 28 and you're down to like 3,000, like that, it should be like that for a while, but it wasn't. Like, there's just not enough content in the game.
I wonder if it's here's some info about some stuff that I just found on Google through console and PlayStation. There seems to be way more console players on PlayStation. playing the game.
I wonder why, because they're getting a free character that everybody else isn't getting.
Yeah.
Flip. Interesting.
Yeah. Man. It's really sad to hear that. I hate to say that a game is dead, but I really do think that game is pretty dudskies.
Trax in chat says it's a cyberpunk type of player base drop off all over again, but the difference there, Trax, is that cyberpunk is it's a campaign.
Yeah.
You're going to see drop off. It's
True.
going once you finish the game, and on top of like the problems that it had, Lupo, I see you.
I will say, finish your thought, please.
No, I was just going to say, like, for me, I actually have the itch to get back into Cyberpunk. I'm choosing to wait until we get some sort of DLC, and then I'll probably jump back in and enjoy it again. But that's like an apples and oranges. You're not wrong about the drop off. It's just a different type of drop off because of the type of game that it is. Lupo?
True.
So Avengers was my second most anticipated game for 2020, next to Outriders that got pushed out of 2020. I played less hours of Avengers than I did of Cyberpunk, which I told everybody on this podcast that I was not going to play. But the only reason why I did is because someone bought it for me. And
you beat it before me.
Of course I did. That wasn't even a question. That wasn't even a question.
I finished it. And Ghost of Tsushima.
I think I've come to the realization.
I would have given you my hair if that was the case.
Dude, I think I've come to the realization that I just don't like
single player story games. Yeah, me too.
No. I think it's I just don't like that particular developer's games. I just don't. Like, I didn't like Red Dead.
That's not the same company.
Red Dead is
gaming.
No, not the studio. The actual No. I'm talking about the people that actually own, not the studios herself. Isn't that the same as The Witcher? I'm going blank on it now.
The publisher?
Yeah.
No, the publisher CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, CD Projekt Red.
Red Dead is Rockstar.
Rockstar.
Oh, it's Rockstar.
Okay. Both of those then. Just we'll say both.
Don't like games.
Speaking of games,
the only Project Red games you've played are Witcher and Cyberpunk.
Those are the only games.
I mean, that's the only games I have.
That's all I need to play to get my taste in.
Speaking of games that Mule probably wouldn't like, another game that was announced today, that's a big announcement for many a gamer, is Life is Strange 3. Life is Strange 3. I don't know what I'm talking about either. I actually have played Life is Strange. I played the first one. The second one, the story didn't really do anything for me, so I passed on it. But the third one looks absolutely stunning. The graphics looked great. For those of you who don't know, Life is Strange is it's almost like a Telltale game. It's not made by that company, but as you go, you have like different ways that you can move through the story. In the first game, you played as this character who had these powers where she could like manipulate time. And in this game, you're going to be playing as the main character named Alex. And she has a power where she can like sense people's emotions. And they have like auras around them if they're feeling sad, happy, angry, whatever. And apparently that based on how strongly they're feeling the feelings, she can take those feelings on and kind of like go out of control with it. So you guys know I'm a therapist, so I'm like, emotions, somebody's experiencing emotions, I'm interested. But those games are really good. And I think one of the biggest announcements, aside from this game coming out, I believe it launched, what was the date? The 20th of September, I think it said. I might be wrong, but it is September 2021. 10th. Oh, 10th. Okay, thank you. I was close. But this one will not be released in episodes. The first and second games, and there was a sequel to the first game, all came out in episodes. That's not very nice, fake. It's a great power. This one will be released as a full game, so people can just get it day one and can just move through it. And if you're somebody who really likes the story aspects of games, there's not really any combat per se, but it's just very story heavy. I recommend it. I recommend checking it out. Life is Strange is also the original one is coming out with like a full definitive edition, where I think the sorry, I just bought my mic. Sorry, dog. The graphics are being updated, and if you're interested, you certainly can check those games out. They're very, very cool for people who enjoy those kinds of story games and just kind of dipping in.
Nice.
Right on.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
The last announcement was Forspoken, and we still really don't know much about the game. Just the fact it's PC and PS5 only, but it looks like it's something in the possible monster dragons and RPG elements, and the character had some type of abilities, magic-wise perhaps. It looked very interesting. I'm still want to know more about it.
Yeah, it looks like it's an interesting setting too. Like she was kind of dressed in like contemporary clothing, but she was like in ruins and like had like mythical like creatures and beings around her. It looks really interesting. And this is just kind of worth noting. The main character is a woman of color, which is really cool. You don't see that too often. I think that's worth noting. I'm looking forward to seeing how that progresses. That one said it's coming. It will be available 2022, so that could be really any time of the year.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have a PS5 by then, or a better PC.
So people are that aren't familiar with it. This is actually the game they showed at the Unreal 5 reveal.
Yep.
Wait, that's the same game?
Yep.
The one where wait.
It was like a test thing that they were showing off.
That's what I thought. I was like, is this a game? Except that they changed the girl. It's like not her anymore, and that's okay. I'm so excited. I can't breathe right now. This is amazing.
That demo. Oh,
yes.
I'm like
that demo. I was freaking out during that demo. Oh.
Yeah. So that was my guess. Is that was like an early concept of it.
I thought to myself, there's no way this is just a demo. Like that was okay. Lupo just made my night. Lupo's my favorite.
Right on, guys. Well, that about wraps up the podcast for this episode. Any closing thoughts, guys, before we finally wrap up episode 122?
Game Pass's GOAT.
Game Pass is GOAT.
Lupo.
Don't spoil Snyder Cut for me, guys.
Well, we won't.
Okay, so here's what happened.
So this one,
come check out the stream tomorrow night. I'll be streaming on the MHG channel.
What time are you streaming?
I am starting at 4 p.m. So I'm doing it earlier.
Before 4 p.m., twitch.tv/radical618 Tomb Raider content. I will understand if you hop over to this channel to watch Crow, and then when you're like, all right, Crow, I'm done with you. You can come back to my stream because I'll still be streaming, so you can mix it up. Make sure you come hang out with Crow because what are you playing? Genshin?
I'm gonna be doing some Genshin.
Are you gonna have your avatar?
I am going to have my avatar.
Dope, love it.
Nice.
I'll be streaming on the channel on Monday for Mass Effect Monday. We're bringing it back.
That's right,
for the
baby.
4-year anniversary of Mass Effect Andromeda.
Wait, are you gonna do multiplayer?
No, I'm not doing multiplayer.
Come on.
I was like, you want to play?
I have no gear on PC.
I know. I
You're
don't
playing
either.
Andromeda, though, right?
Yeah, Andromeda.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm not gonna play the trilogy now. It's just like I fight myself every single day. Like
you gotta wait one more month.
Just wait. Yeah. So Andromeda, fresh playthrough. I'm gonna literally make Mule as the character.
No hair. It's easy.
So and I'm gonna tweet Tom Taylorson so he comes in and sees the Mule because he's a friend of the show.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm gonna let chat pick every decision because if I do it, we're all good guys, and I hate it.
Nice. I like that.
I want to go to a romance Jawl so badly.
Oh my gosh, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be great.
It is gonna be great.
He's well, guys, everything.
Everything. Yeah.
You see that ficus? It's looking good.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. Well, guys, if you like the podcast, make sure you visit mulehorngaming.com about page to find more great content creators like those you see right here. And if you're looking for some Mule swag, we got our link right on the homepage for the store. And if you would, guys, like us on Facebook, leave us a review on iTunes. You can follow us all on Twitter. Remember, guys, when in doubt, blow it up! The Mule Trouble Shuffle, baby.